And it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Will we see 500? Penn's currently in third place with 64 points. You might be watching the game, but you can keep the volume up to Pittsburgh Talking. I'm Michael Anthony, and thank you, and welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys, really do. So let's talk Pittsburgh. I missed last week. Sorry, it was a weather-related thing. The city sure doesn't take care of the streets. So remember the numbers, 47, 28, 13, and 4. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah. And Zach Bannon from the Steelers. I mean, he's doing good things. He really is. He's trying to help the community. He has awareness. He does. He has awareness. The big guy's got it going on. Hopefully it will all be for the right purposes as we want. So let's talk a little bit about all the dumb things going on and the standards. So we have some new standards that are starting to take place in Pittsburgh. And this is probably going to mean not just in the city, but all of Allegheny County and maybe in some of the offsets of the counties as well. So in schools, they're planning a whole new score of food standards. I don't know what's going to change, but it seems to be the new analogy of what's going to be good for all the kids and whatnot. So, I mean, hopefully it's not the bomb from the Obama administration, because that was just a bomb. It was about carrots and celery sticks, and kids weren't even eating their lunches, and they really weren't. So we went through that a little bit. Let me just verify that we are live in all the right places here. It takes only a second to review it. Yeah, we are. I'm here. So anyway, hey, Jeffrey, brother, I'm going to stop and see you, man. I really am. Just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I was in the middle of some things when I heard I don't want to announce it all here, brother. I apologize that I missed coming to support you. I'll say it that way. But, you'll see me. I'm a man of my word. I will do that. B. Dice is in, and Beth McCord's always in. And I know we got Nancy Vincent behind the glass somewhere. And in case you guys don't know, including you, Jeffrey, I created a little Pittsburgh's Talking segment group. Check into it. It's on your messenger service. If you don't have it, get it. Check it out. It's all about us here in Pittsburgh and more, because some of the current issues, they extend everywhere. We're not the only city or county, and the whole state of Pennsylvania is a turmoil of leadership failures and all these other things. And that's not the only reason why I'm on here, though. I mean, I would like to see someone get his 500 goal. I'm pretty sure they're playing tonight, so I'm going to be in competition here, but it doesn't matter. I don't care if only a few people see us, a few people get on. Hey, William Ray, it's Ray. What's going on, brother? God bless you too, man. How you doing? You'll probably call me tonight when I least expect it, won't you? But that's all good. That's all good. If any of you guys don't know William Ray and you're looking in the chatter box, he's a really good guy. He is. He's patriot, and he's doing a bunch of different shows and, trying to present to the people strength and more. Hello from upstate New York. How are you, Judith Ball? Thank you for stopping in. Hey, we're talking about Pittsburgh's Talking here. It's a segment that I do that reflects everything, everywhere in the United States. But there are some key factors that do focus a little bit more to Pittsburgh. But I just wanted to bring that out so you know. Also on Friday nights, I do the America in Crisis, and that relates to us all everywhere. And you know what what that's all about. All right. So the schools here in Pittsburgh, they're trying to say, look for better things to come. We'll see, because they're surely not giving us any discounts on our school taxes, even though, it's about give and take. I mean, you would think, if schools are open and they weren't last year, you think they would give you your money back. No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, Benjamin, how are you this evening? So, yeah, kind of like things going on like that. But so anyway, I want to get to some things here that this might make a lot of you guys happy. Because, I mean, truly, how many hearts would you guys give to Zuckerberg for Facebook at this point? Probably not very much. So the stocks have been drastically going down. And I mean, literally into the billions of dollars. And, hey, it's what he did. It's what he allowed to happen. And he'll have to deal with it. But when you have his kind of money, if you lose a few billion, I guess it's a write-off, right? He probably doesn't even care. Probably doesn't even care. And I don't know if I made this statement. So I just want to do a quick review, Pittsburgh, because I want Pittsburgh to listen to this as well as everybody else. It matters to everybody. The comment that Pence said that really stands out in my mind. And, I review it and I review it and I review it. And I think to myself, what the hell was he even thinking about, to make a comment like, he did this all to protect the integrity of the vote. That's why he did all this to us. That was his choice of words, which weren't really good. Dave Lovins just stepped in with a good evening. Michael Anthony wouldn't give him one heart. He probably doesn't even have a heart. And I know we're talking about Zuckerberg. And you're right. But imagine this, David. Imagine this 24% drop. We're talking like 3-point-some billion dollars in losses. Alyssa Lang, hi, how are you? Thank you for stepping in. Jeffrey Strong, what's up, brother? How are you, man? How are you? Good to have you into the group. All right, so science is money, and humanity comes at a cost, doesn't it? As we've all learned. And that's no different here in Pittsburgh as it is in every other city and state throughout America. So see how things work, collaborate together, even though it's a segment of Pittsburgh's talking. Because, I do a little bit of the Pittsburgh sports and a little of this. I try to throw a little narrative in. Here's a good narrative for Pittsburgh, though. We saw the sunshine today. We've been having a little glimpse of sun every now and then. The planes haven't been up as much. But I don't doubt that they won't. They'll be back. They'll be back. It's all an illusion and deception. But anyway, tomorrow, 50 degrees in Pittsburgh. That's pretty cool. And here, I got to give you something as I think and as I learned. As a kid, you sit and you look out your window many times. Man, you got to think about this, really. You sit there and all of a sudden the first fly of the season appears. Well, here, a lot of people see stink bugs, okay? Or they hear a different type of bird start to just harmonize these beautiful little songbird whistles that they do out there. And it kind of gives you your hint. So when you start to see things like this happen, there's a change going on. And it's the entirety of what is our natural reality. So no matter what they spray, aerosol spray up there, and it's harmful, yes. And any abundance of anything, it's harmful, as we all know and have been taught, unless that's all a lie, too. Although I wouldn't want to go and, sit next to a tailpipe of a car and test it, it wouldn't work for me. I mean, I can remember a point in time when Bill Gates made a comment even about cars versus cows. And he was trying to make a point of which was worse. And he said the cows were worse. And I said to myself, I got to address it like this. Well, Bill, let's lock you in a garage with a cow and see how that works out. But before we do that, let's put you in with the car first and let it run all night as we would let the cow live all night and see if you walk out of that battle. And of course you wouldn't. So anyway, bees, stink bugs, there are elements out there that know nature. So don't let this world fool you about what's not happening up in our skies, what they're not doing to harm us, because they are doing things to harm us. Izzy Wilshire, how are you, sweetheart? I hope you're doing well. It's always good to see you in the room, my patriot. Yeah, that's a patriot. That's rock stardom right there. The girl's got voice. And she says hello to Beth, too. Give a shout out to Nancy. She's behind the glass tonight with Beth helping out a little bit. Denise Waller's in. Did Joe win Pennsylvania? What do you think? What do you think? Listen, I still don't understand how everyone I talk to in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I'm going to bring up something that's really an important narrative here. But in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we had an election for mayor. So we had a guy by the name of Gainey, we had another guy, Morano, and one's on this side, one's on that side. And everybody I talked to, and I mean everybody I talked to, city employees, fire, EMS, all of it, all the main support votes. Okay. Everybody voted for the other guy that lost. So, yes, we suffered the same thing, I think, again. And nobody did anything about it. Nobody did anything about it. That's the depth of the corruption that lives in the state of Pennsylvania under King Wolf. Yeah, King Wolf. He thinks he's king. He truly thinks he's king. Hey guys, check this out. Here's something that'll blow your minds. A little bit different, but check this out. Husband and wife get into this big disagreement. No, this is not a joke. This really did happen. Okay, I'm fixing my hat and my hair here, man. Oh, stiff. I was working rollers all day, paint rollers. Anyway, child custody issue occurs. Why? Because of just what we're living in. So they both testify and they both give evidence. The wife's evidence is basically, okay, everything that I see is right, cognitive dissonance, which is all a lie, but she uses that as her presentation. That her son should have the medication in the, arm, et cetera, et cetera. And the father's like, no. And he presents to the judge, Reiner Fulnick and everybody else's 10 penny, 7,000 doctors supporting everything that says this issue is bad. So you got the husband fighting the wife fighting the husband, and no custody. They both want custody. The judge has to make a decision. And who do you think he fell to? The wife, the one that believes the media. The media vaccinates everybody. And it even occurs where it happens in front of courts and judges. And, it's just the way it is. Sorry, Sean. I hear you, Lisa. I truly do. But listen, so this chick was all for it. And she refused to give custody to her husband because, what she sees in the media is truth. What I see in the media is cognitive dissonance. It's a very unique scenario. When the truth is too big to accept, you believe the lie. Because it's just that big. And it is that big, and we know it. I'm looking at two monitors here because I'm feeding the two places. So if you see me looking more one way and not the other, that's the story. Anyway, this poor dude lost. He lost. The judge went with her, agreed with the media. Her evidence was stronger and everything that he did. And I tell you, I read some of the things that were coming out of this court case. It blew me away. He had some of the best evidence you would want to have. He had a great foundation set, but he lost. He also lost having custody of the child over this. He's going to have to be vaccinated to get the child and agree to the child to get the vaccine. It's a disaster. So this is the kind of issues that we're having in America all over the place. And it's true. It comes with much sadness. It just is. Check this out. Something a little different. But my main man down in Texas, I got a few of them down there, and they're all rock stars. They truly are. But Terry the Terror Anderson, a Patriots at Large group. If you're not a member, become one. Great people. Great support system. I actually have a daughter-in-law down there right now in Houston. And I know if she called me and said, I'm having a problem, Dad, you know what? I pick up the phone. My people were there. They would be there for her. I guarantee you, Terry would be like, boom, across the state to go find her to make sure she's all right. That's how good of a guy he is. I mean, we have a relationship via glass, okay? Right here. It's kind of like what our relationship is. Nevertheless, on the border, they're talking about placing robotic dogs. So, yeah, robotic dogs. They may be armed. And it looks to me that's kind of the narrative of the future. We can't have a wall, but Ukraine can. Biden administration will fight for that. Yeah. But now the possibility that we may have metal and plastic robotic dogs who can basically guard the border. If they were programmed properly, maybe it'd be a good thing. I don't know how that will work out, but it's in the plan of the future. It must be part of the new Green Deal. That's all I can come up with. I don't know. It blows me away. So anyway, are we coming to the point of that in America? Yeah. Technology is going to take jobs in many ways from people. And I got a few things I want to add to that. I'm going to flip through some pages of notes. I got so many freaking notes. I really do. For a lot of reasons, I guess. Okay. But if you want to see who's successful in America, it's not Pennsylvania, my friends of Pittsburgh. It's not. It's not by any means. But if you want to look where rock stardom really exists and proven ethics that work, you got to look in Florida, Georgia, South Dakota, Texas. And they proved that masks do not work. They interfere. And that's the truth. They were open cities that did work, and they're the only ones that did any good. There's no other way to say it. I mean, they have money. Bills are getting paid. Roads are getting fixed. They're supporting everything that the tax dollar represents. And 4 states, only 4. Look at all the red states we have. When you really look at it, election results and more. I mean, what the freak is going on here? You know, I don't know. Don't know what it always will take to wake people up. I just don't know anymore. I think at times to myself, because who else do I got to talk to when I'm by myself, you know? And I'm not trying to be stupid here, but we all think. And it's like, you know, there's 2 of you, at least for me. I got the one side. It's like that cartoon when we were kids. You had the little devil on your shoulder, the one telling you to be bad, and the other one, your mind saying, no, I can't do that. But nevertheless, that's where we are. And people are caught up in this whole level of bullshit. And I'm sick of it. I think you guys are too. But anyway, so it's more than that, though. It's more than that by where we stand in the long shot. Everything is failing, at least for me here in my city, and once in a great city. And I'm trying to push and fight the element. That's why I call this narrative the Pittsburgh's Talking, to try to feed back a little bit more information of what's going on and some of the disasters that we're, you know, facing. Because no, did we have a good election? No. Did we have a good one just for the mayorship of Pittsburgh? No, not at all. Not when I talked to, and I mean, I talked to so many people. Nobody voted for this guy that won. I don't get it. It is what it is. So they're still doing, something's not right in the entirety of the system. Something's just totally off key here. And it's true. That's exactly the way it is. But I had some notes here I wanted to check into. Some of the things are the facts that we are all being faced with utility bills now that are like 30% higher. And it doesn't seem like anybody's really complaining about them. You know, people are more complaining about they're having food shortages. Well, food shortages come in a couple different ways. And let me bring some clarity to you how that can happen. It's not just the fact that you put mandates on the truckers, but that is a block. It's not even the fact that they were playing their games and shenanigans through you know, the ports. So we know that scenario had occurred. So you have the truckers, you got the ports, and then it's like we have mandates on the trucks now. If they're so old, they can't run no more. So they were killing the trucking industry, of course. So I do, yeah. Do I want to see them boycott the Super Bowl? Of course I do. You know, Secret Service and everybody else is probably already on their toes waiting for that to come in level, but it may. But when you have levels of good that are bad, that's the issue of shortages and the rise of economy. You can't give money to people to stay home. They'll go out with that money and they'll spend. They'll buy the products. But because nobody's working, there's nobody there to refurnish the products to get more onto the shelves and so forth. So it's a catch-22. And people need to really realize the basis of that statement that I make, because the fact is that there is still ongoing unemployments. Yeah, no super bonus is included, but the fact that they're still allowing people to stay home, They're getting their guaranteed paycheck, basically. They truly are. They're getting their paycheck. So when they need money, it comes. When they need products and supplies and essentials, they go out and get it. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is this: when you have no workers to provide the essentials, the products, and the delivery services of the products, what do you have? You have empty shelves. So that is the true. It's not that the borders have anything to do with it. It's truly that our economy being run with superficial visions. And who do you have? Joe Obama. I want you to take that one to the bank. Joe Obama. That is who's controlling the country. The puppet and Obama, Joe Obama. Okay, that's the new one. Get it out there. It's all about Joe Obama. I kid you not. And that's the fact of life. That's where we are. So until we get everybody back working, and yes, they claimed that there was nearly 450,000 jobs that did occur within the last 45 days. So I did some research, guys. There's truth to this all of a sudden. Some of the jobs are promised out. They're parts of the new Green Deal plans and structures across America. But the point is this: we're still 7 million jobs down. We really are. To come back at a level where we were before Trump walked off, and got in his plane and headed down to Florida. And we've been stuck in this whole participation of corruption and having to live with it. So, just some narratives. So a low since 1982 is 7.5. It's just totally wrong, where the economy's basically at the worst point we've ever been. And again, we are where we are in it. We're not going to change it. You have gas up. Gasoline's up 40%. Okay. I don't know if that's a fact, but that's statistics, and that's what's being said out there. And when I get that from the news, I would think the news is actually that's probably a truth. The problem is, how do you decipher the truth? I was looking at around 36%, but still, let's just call it 40. So, I mean, if it used to cost you $50 to fill up your tank, what's it cost you? Like $87.50, almost $90. I mean, still, that's a hard pill to swallow. And then, you're living in a time where your utilities, another 30% up. Food sources. Now, if they're not screwing you over in the markets now, they're screwing you over on the size you buy. They leave the box a little big or the bag blown up with a little more air in it for the chips and so forth, but they're taking off ounce weight. When they take ounce weight off for the same price to say we're keeping our price structure controlled, that means they can't get anybody for price gouging because they're not lying. It's another gray area. It's a loophole. Even though we know we're getting screwed to the high heavens, the package that used to weigh 12 ounces is now 10 ounces, and it's the same price. But let me tell you like this, okay? Over a month ago, I went out and I looked at a few things. I always buy the same things. I'm a health fanatic. I buy certain things. So, and if this helps y'all to eat a little better, if it's safe to eat, I mean, you have to watch everything going on in this world. We know that. We're in a place now where salads, fruits, vegetables are the cheapest buys of value for the dollar out there. If you want to eat healthy, you can, and it's a lot easier on the wallet, as well, better for the health. But listen, I've been out there for a long time, just like you guys have been, and I buy certain products. I've seen dollar amounts where they're saying we're up 7%. Well, if the product was up 7% from $4 and you multiply 4 times 7, so it should be $4.28. I'm seeing $1.25 to $1.50 on some products. Are you kidding? Come on, basic math. And I didn't go all through school. I didn't, but basic math. There's something wrong with these pictures. We're being lied to, and basically they are gouging us across the board on all kind of levels. And I'm seeing that in Pittsburgh. So wake up, Pittsburgh, especially. Anybody that's in PA, period, under King Wolf. The King Wolf, yeah. If you're under King Wolf and the Joe Obama group, that's the new thing. Joe Obama. I'm telling you, man. That's who's controlling the narrative of what's going on through who's facilitating all the orders and so forth that come down from Mr. Global and the elites and the uh, Vanderbilts and Rothschilds and Rockefellers and the power grab structure, Vanguard, BlackRock, the richest organizations in the world that basically own everything. And as we all know, as we all have learned, and as many have spoken about and shared posts about, when you control the source, you control the world. And that's what they're doing, and they're allowing it. Our state representatives, our state attorney generals, nobody's doing nothing about the price gouging. And then ask yourself this, and you must ask yourself this again and again and again and again. When the structure fell apart globally, Trump bought oil reserves out the ass. They were everywhere, out the ass. We had so much oil. And Joe Obama gets involved and says, guess what? We're going to tap the reserves. We're going to cure the price. We're going to get the gas reduced. People will be able to afford their fuel to travel and do whatever. And it never happened. Yet the oil is missing. Why? Well, when you keep giving more money and structure of elements of money into the economy on a negative sector, there's no equal. There's no remedy when you're fighting the battle to hurt it versus using the supplies that are our essential reserves to destroy in America. And that's what's going on. No different that they want to spend $1.5 billion now to cap all wells. And they also want to start charging people with privatized water wells for their water resources. Yes, no more privatized, because for some reason it must be theirs. It's not ours. I mean, what is ours? Think about it. When you buy your home, you buy the home, it takes you 30 years to pay it off, 20, 15, whatever. It's all a hard bargain. And you never stop paying property taxes or insurance. And then you turn in a claim and it's an act of God. It doesn't fall under your insurance. The shit list just gets bigger. And that's truly what happened. I had an argument on the phone the other day on a commercial property that I have. And, I didn't want to rent it to anybody because, we were in a bad time. So I left it vacant. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to sell it. So bottom line is I called the insurance agent and they're like drilling me. They're drilling me. And I'm like, whoa, you cannot have nobody in it. Is one supposed to control the element of being able to get a good tenant when none come forth that want to rent a unit or a building from you? What are you to do? So then they want to charge me more money because it's vacant. Well, I fought that to where they dropped it, $550 or something on the whole plan. So it made it more reasonable. But these are the things that go on. These are the things we're fighting. And everybody has their hands in our pockets. In one way, there's certain allowances, so the other way can absorb the allowances. Okay, so it's a catch-22. They're trying to give fair game to every corporate entity out there so they can tap our reserves of our lives, our livelihoods, our bank accounts, our checking accounts, and don't even use debit cards. Listen, if you want to really know how to do this and you want to do it smart, check this out, and this system's true. Screw these freaking debit cards, okay? Cut it up and throw it off a wall. This is what you want to do, honestly, and it'll build your credit. Use a credit card. Just pay the bill every month and watch your credit score escalate really high. So if you do want to buy a car, you're going to get the best rates ever. If you don't use your credit cards, they're your worst enemy. If you have currents everywhere and very little credit usage, you're building yourself around and burying yourself into a shithole. That's exactly what you're doing. I'm not saying don't always do it, but make cash work for you. So they can't close banks, okay? So they have to stay on our side and understand what we want from everybody. And let me just give quick hellos here. Dave's online. Jeff Strong's still in here. Is he? Okay, I just wanted to make sure because the picture flashed. And we do have some viewers, and I appreciate you guys. And if you're just joining in, Studio 10 Broadcasting here. I'm the host, Michael Anthony. I have certain segments that I do throughout the week. Bigfoot, America in Crisis, America Disclosing Uncensored, and yours truly here right now. Pittsburgh's talking. And we're all talking in Pittsburgh because we have been dealt a bad hand in leadership and failures and more, just like your cities. This is an example to remember. It's not just one place, it's everywhere. It truly is everywhere. But hey, on a good side for Pittsburgh, listen up. And maybe you can even look into this in your city. Jetstream is now hiring at absorbent, some really good money. That's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to influence some people with something good. And I'm not saying they're the best place to work for, but they are trying to protect against the medication. They are trying to just, exist. They want to be unified and successful. So Jetstream is hiring, and their ground services division units. It's big money, and you get a huge sign-on in the first year. So it's something you might want to look at. Now, I know this is available in Pittsburgh, so anybody in Pittsburgh that's looking for unionized and all the other things that still have a function, that still have some liberties and protect you, check into Jetstream. It might be a good thing to do. Also in Pittsburgh, if you're not doing anything in the upcoming days, monster trucks are coming in. That's always a fun event for the kids. Maybe you want to get out. We have Valentine's Day coming up. That's another issue. I'm sure no matter where you are, whether it's in California, Pennsylvania, it doesn't matter. Rent is so high, I owe, but I don't know how people deal with it as rent. I get it. But I also had people take advantage of me where, for months I never got nothing, and then they moved on. And that's just the system of what's going on. You think you know somebody, and you find out you don't. I'm leaving my place is vacant. I'm just, at the point, I don't care, man. Listen, I care about what my words that I use that I, try to offer to people. And I try to put good analogy and thought into things. But for me, what works best for me right now is just dump the shit, and I don't mean dump it for free. I mean, I think I'm at the best place I could be. Not everybody's there. Yes, I've lost the last couple of years. Rent's down into the high thousands. I'm talking like $30,000, $40,000 in downs because of not getting paid rents and different stuff. That's my criteria. And that's not a lot. But you think about it. Some people don't make that in a year. I worked my whole life to have all these things, and you want to be able to collect rent, and you can't even do anything to get rent. You have to keep your mouth shut. They're allowed to be. So we went through all those protocols. I did everything I could do to work with people and then to remove them, and that's what I've done. I got one unit left, and I plan on, you better believe you know what's coming there. And everything's going up for sale. Everything's going up for sale. So also around 51, check this out, people. I don't know where you're all from, but anyway, if you're in PA or out of PA, you probably see things like this happen, these sinkholes and stuff. So they sent an asphalt truck out to go take care of a sinkhole pothole. And we've had many. I mean, we have potholes causing some serious accidents. And I mean serious accidents around Pittsburgh. It's a disaster. It doesn't matter if it's orchestrated and ran through the county hands, their failures, or the city of Pittsburgh failures. But anyway, out on Route 51, a report of a pothole damaging the cars. So the truck goes out to work on it. While he's there working on it, and they're using a tamper or something around the ground and cleaning it to prep it, the whole goddamn trunk sunk. So yeah, this is where we're at. Disturb the weather, create the waters, wash the under earth away, and things collapse, things fall apart, infrastructure falls apart in more ways than one. Screw with the ecosystem, and you kill trees, you kill life. Another issue of what we go through. But not even that. Another car. It was the funniest picture. I don't have it posted on my per se page, but I think Beth had one posted up in Brookline. Brookline, I believe it was. There was a car face on, just traveling up the road and just right in, and it just, unbelievable. Pittsburgh's, we're having a lot of problems here. The weather's really getting under everything. B-Dice going to start fixing them in spring, they say. Yeah, well, they should be doing it all year long, especially, well, Lisa, Ohio, again, we appreciate you guys very much. And I'm sure you guys are dealing with certain issues and topics. Not all will be the same. but I think you understand where I'm coming from in this conversation tonight. But yeah, it's always that promise, B. It's always that promise. So we now know that we have rented trucks. We just spent $500,000 for adding on 6 more plow trucks and plows and this and that. And now we just decided to spend some more money, and they just haven't hit us with the bill yet. We, the people, haven't been hit with the bill, but we're going to talk about that bill and how that works against us as well. Charlie Walsh, my man. Hey, you got a little 5 o'clock shadow there. You might want to clean up your act a little bit before you come into this group. You see what I mean? Anyway, let me say. Oh, so anyway, we had a bridge collapse too. Yeah. And not just one. Sawmill Run Boulevard. Now there was some ice that gotten trapped under something. And when ice is stronger than metal, it shifted the whole bridge. So that's a shutdown. Then we had the Forbes Avenue Bridge with a lot of questions behind that. A lot of questions behind that scenario. Now, these professionals that came on to do the damage control. And isn't this funny? Right after they get the bust, the following day, for almost 2 days, we have nothing but rain. Rain destroys evidence because it builds rust. And then they can't tell if there were cracks in the girders or any of the steel structure that caused this collapse. How convenient again. Think about this. Biden comes out the day of the collapse. He arrives right on the scene. All about infrastructure, building the city, giving back to Pittsburgh and the other counties throughout Pennsylvania, all under King Wolf's leadership, mind you. The money will be dispersed and more. And let's not forget the fact that he's hoarding like $50 billion, money that went back from Trump that he never allocated towards anything that made any sense. He hoarded it. He hoarded it for gain of different, you know where I'm going with that. So anyway, now the guys who are doing this whole investigation for us in Pittsburgh can't even really truly analyze the issue of the nature of the break. So, it's all, I mean, think about it. There's a narrative for narrative. And yes, they do control weather. They do control weather, and they do it well. They do it. They're destroying the evidence that would come out to us. And the other part that was sad, it said in the beginning, it will take up to a year and a half to conclude with all the evidence what exactly happened that morning when that bridge fell. People talked drones. People saw flashing lights. People heard explosions. It wasn't the gas line. The gas line never blew. There was one there in place. Never happened. Moments later, Paskey makes an announcement. Oh, Pittsburgh. And then the mayor's there. And we have the other moron, the lieutenant governor. I can't even think of his name right now. I hate him so much. Then you have Fitzgerald comes out from the county. Fetterman, by the way. And they all show up. Like miraculously. And then to even take steps further, none of this even adds up, was how fast all the emergency units were there. And I'm talking ones that should have never been in the area yet. They weren't even, and now the rains come, and now the rust shows up, and now we may never know what happened. Boy, you going to get in trouble, Ray? Hey, you're right with me. If we don't get in trouble together, what are we? We're not doing our job. That's what we are. But the truth is the truth, man. And, Pittsburgh's in crisis. America's in crisis. And this is a worldwide phenomena. It's everywhere, man. And we have to stand with people. But, anyway, it is what it is. And we have to talk about these things. So, higher gas prices, higher cost of livings. They're purging our wallets. They're purging our utilities. They're making us pay more. They're saying we're making more. I'm talking to people. They're telling me the money's not that much different. It just has not been that different for anybody. So again, we stand where we stand. All for one and one for all as we fight. All for one and one for all as we fight. Look at Canada. And as a matter of fact, William Ray and I did a couple shows on Canada and some analogies. And I think we're pretty much on 90% on the money on a lot of things. I mean, these guys were up here facing groups who were being hired out to throw nails on the ground, police trying to barricade and block fuels from getting to the trucks. And now the truckers are even getting a little more forceful. They're They're spreading out. They're blocking more of the streets. Let's hope for good things there. And what will happen for the Super Bowl? I don't know. And I'm not trying to create a narrative here, and I'm not trying to create any type of provocation. If American truckers want to boycott a Super Bowl to make a point work, to make the White House learn and listen, or send a convoy to Washington for his big address, United Nations address, go do it. Go do it, man. Have fun with it. I don't know what our local 249 truck drivers will do, but I hope they're all in for it because things like that matter. And then one other thing. If I was to keep money from anybody, I'd have the police knocking at my door, and so would you, and you know it. $9 million seizure on a GoFundMe account for these truckers. You know, we gotta find somebody different than GoFundMe. I don't know. William, are you ready to start some type of fund program? I am. I mean, I'm a trustworthy guy. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. The point is this, you know, $9 million, you're holding it up from the people. What right do you have to this money? You don't have no right to this money. So what do? DirecTV, boycott. I mean, we have no choice. GoFundMe, boycott. AT&T, boycott. And there's so much more we could add into that. But this is a platform start. It truly is. Debit cards, boycott them. Use cash. Blow their minds. Make them work. Make them keep people employed. Hands need to be employed, not machines. They want you to go through a machine. They're going to be putting them in front of banks now to get rid of tellers. Just same as when you're leaving Walmart or Costco's or Target or Walmart or the Piggly Wiggly. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's all about how to kill the job. It's always been that narrative. Remember this. The globalists know how to make money, and to make money, you spend money, and they can rid the human culture of a work ethic and tear the fabric of us, of people, good people apart. And that's what they're doing. Also in the city of Pittsburgh, and this is really important, guys, there was a time they could never get away with this ever. City workers no longer have to be residents in the city. Now, that was part of a deal, of a structured deal. The city of Pittsburgh used to be a foundation of support for its residents. If you chose to want to work for the city of Pittsburgh, you could work for them. Simple little test, apply for a job, get a job, you work. Now it's an open platform, almost like a federalization program of the state. You no longer have to be within the residency. Now, they gave some leniencies to the police, and now it's going into the fire department the same way. And 193 billion in cash dollars and tax credits to start going out. So here's the deal. For the people that are staying home, they're going to subsidize your money, and you're going to get a bonus now in the form of like $300, $400, $500 per child to help you stay at home, to buy necessities and products and goods. Now, something else that blew my mind, and this affects everybody, and I hope it doesn't. I hope this really doesn't affect everybody, because I love little people, and this is about babies, okay? And I'm not going real dark, but I'm going dark here. People can't find formulas like, what is it, Similac and Infamil and different narratives. Like, people are traveling all over the place, and feed the babies. Well, wait, we know what they're after. We know what they're after. They want the youngest population on the planet, and a control mechanism of sterilization, more sickness and death to come in earlier times of life. And that, to me, is what we're being faced with right now. And it's pretty conclusive that that's exactly what we're facing. But to take and starve, and what do? Call your doctor? What do? Allow your child to breastfeed from another woman? I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but I do know in Pittsburgh, surrounding area here, and maybe it's happening all over, and I just don't know about it. That there's a big issue on that part in the supply chain. So when it comes to the babies, you may be making adjustments out there in Pittsburgh more keep it in mind in case you have a grandchild out there, and family that's facing some of this. Maybe some people have some stuff to share, and somebody can start some type of sharing program. A lot of people were on WIC. It used to be a program. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but we had it in Pennsylvania here. A lot of people were always given an absorbent amount of more than what was needed. Maybe somebody has extra that the dates are good on. Maybe you could, start offering on Facebook, get together people here. We're talking about babies. Feed the babies. Okay. Never have a baby starve. If a woman has the right to choose whether she wants to feed or dry up, that's on her. And that's the best way to say it. That's her choice. But who was to think that now a woman can't go out, or her father can't go out and can't find formula anywhere? It blows me away. Enough is enough already. Time for action, Patriot Nation, and many hand make light work. Yeah, light work, heavy work, it doesn't matter, dude, as long as we do the work. And that's why we come back out every night and talk about it. Which, by the way, in case you're just joining, this is a broadcast through Studio 10 Broadcasting. This is a segment that I call Pittsburgh Talks, because I do, through the segment, mention things going on in Pittsburgh to keep people aware of some of the things and issues, but also to try to support some of the business, like B. Dice's Lawn Care Services, and he's offering people out there. Please look, I screenshot him out there. I post him up. We also have a beautiful young lady Carrie. Don, I think she's in Sharon. She has bronze tanning too. If you need a tan, go down and check her out, man. You feeling sexy for Valentine's Day? Run over and get a tan. I hear these lights are just as good for you in some ways, and she could probably discuss that with anybody. Her name is Carrie. Check her out. She has a business down there, parking, pull up, park, go in. Very good person. And these are the kind of people that make America great. They offer a service, and let's try to support these services, as well as to some of the restaurants out there locally. But it's Valentine's Day, and everybody should be doing something. And I know you'll be trying to help and support all the small businesses. So don't ever forget to do it. Kathy is in the room. How are you, Kathy, this evening? Okay, let me go through my notes, because I love my notes. I love my notes. Oh, yeah, one of the biggest, craziest things. Check this out, guys. You can order drug smuggling boats now. It's not a freaking lie. I got to have a cigarette. This is huge. No, it's not that kind. It's just a normal cigarette, because I could hear somebody thinking it, What are you smoking? Marlboro, I promise. And if I run short, Camel. I don't know why I do that. I buy one of each. So listen, you can order a drug smuggling boat. Did you know that? And now they're making this shit out of the country, okay? And it's par for the course. And basically, our Coast Guard's reporting that their hands are tied. They're making these boats that good to protect the smuggling of all these drugs in. And they're everywhere. It's a worldwide phenomenon. It's in all 50 states, and it's the worst case scenario of everything. The Cook Rock crack is out there. The powdered surfaces are out there. The heroin surfaces are out there in powder form. And then you have, of course, some of the stronger elements by the poundage, enough to take out America. And that's being smuggled anymore. But now you can order these boats. Isn't that amazing? If you want to become a smuggler, they will put a boat together for you that is basically undetectable of carrying any type of drugs. And not only a boat, a leisure boat, a yacht. Guess what? Portable submarines are now under the waters, traveling in, and they are bombarding our shores, meeting up with people. And they're not the good people. These are the illegals done working, all along the waters and meeting with these boats and smuggling the drugs over. So we have many submarines, and this is no joke. This is real life, what's going on right now. And our Coast Guard doesn't know what to do about it. And our Navy should be involved, but no, good riddance. They all went to Ukraine, or they're all packed, ready to go, or they're on some mysterious assignment. Honestly, I talked to a couple people, and they're on an assignment, and they don't even know why they're in this place, because it's like desolate and there's nothing there. So our administration, this administration, not ours, this administration, Joe Obama's administration, are just sending them into details throughout America, tying them down, willfully using misconduct to say that there's not enough employees. So they had to place a lot of National Guard and military personnel, and they're not even medically approved, but they're going to care for the people in the hospitals. Anything to tie down, to keep our pants down. So we're weak. We are weak. And it's Joe Obama's fault. And more. But this is the structure. And I was waiting to put it together the best way I could for you. And this is it. It's all about Joe Obama. The great show. Of course, Bill Rigby is one. Hey, good evening, Bill Rigby. I was on a show with Bill Rigby last night, and we popped out a few thousand views, I'm pretty sure, brother. Thank you. It was a really, really great show. I enjoyed it with you, and we're going to be doing more into the future. Pelosi tells the athletes to keep their mouths shut in China. She fears for them. Just the same way they're starting to talk about how America really did this to America, that their participation in it wasn't as big as what we think. It might have been China, China, China. Maybe it was China, China, China. But China is now starting to ring a different bell. Just saying. Follow the issues. Follow Fauci. And let's thank Reimner Fulnick for what he's doing and his presentation, his opening statements, and more. And I'm going to just leave it at that. We need more to come in and become surface. I already know the whole thing. I already know it all. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. You know the names mentioned. You know some of the opening statements and some of the narratives that's going on there. I don't want to subject myself to too much. But as things come in, if we learn about things of strength, value, importance, I will definitely share them right out to you. And let's just keep praying to God that Facebook stocks continue to fall. Stacey Abrams, another one. She's sending out apologies now down in Georgia that she was caught taking off her mask, doing pictures with children that were, in school where they were under the mandate to wear them. But Stacey took hers off, by name, by like, by color. And I'm not trying to be rude here, but by narrative. But she did come back and say, well, I should have never did it. Well, yeah, I guess not. Lead by example. Isn't that what it's really all about? It doesn't matter of everybody's important. All lives matter, but not in the narrative that we live in. Not in the narrative we live in. So anyway, let me look through some of my notes here. I was trying to cover some of the things for in and out of the United States, as well as Pittsburgh and beyond of the United States. And I keep getting a lot of people making comments on the video and friending me. And I thank you guys for that. Appreciate it so much. I really do. Outstanding. Appreciate you guys. Pricing unfair on the pandemics and riches. How many people got rich over the pandemic? You think about that. And then there's been a lot. We have a lot of new millionaires, billionaires, and the trillionaires doubled their wealth. The richest of the world doubled through this pandemic. Because why? They own every freaking corporate resource. Their hand is in everywhere. COVID Don is in Pittsburgh. I can tell you that. Trump says that a lot. I shouldn't have said it like that. I can tell you that. That's one of his statements. But no, the reporting here through media, they didn't even vaccinate this part. I was kind of shocked. They said it was down 50% today, but we still had over 900,000 dead in the United States. But stealth is up. I don't know how one works with the other, but evidently it does work with the other somehow. David Brooks is in. How are you, David? Hi, Carl. How are you this evening? Thanks for stopping through Pittsburgh Talking. I am the host, Michael Anthony, if you're just stepping in and don't know me, and I talk a lot of shit. I really do. And I'm having a ball with it because it's all facts. It's what we need to know, and it gets the message across. Whether it makes you smile, cry, or just puts you in more agony, I have no intent to put you anywhere. It's just to try to share facts of citizen journalism, because we are now true journalists of what America is. Like me, I don't come with a pretty bow tie and a nice, silk suit, good haircut, sexy jaw, cheekbones, dimples. No, I come as just a person like you, your neighbor, your friend, a person that cares about what's going on in America, someone that wants to be a stronger patriot every day, who wants to get better as a patriot every day, that makes a difference every day, because you are the difference to me. And that means a lot. And I just hope you can perceive what and where we are and why we are where we are. It's the research that people do in a private manner, in a private scope of privatizing how research is brought forth to you. And it's now called citizen journalism. And you must. There's many of us out there, and I know they're all hard to watch. And I know there's some with the biggest names. Don't fall into the money, because when you fall into the money, you fall into narrative. I'm a free format. I never say to you, hey, I broke something today. I could use a little help. Could you don't? No, never. If I break it, I pay for it. I fix it. All that matters to me is the message gets out to you, whether it's for Pittsburgh, whether it's for the United States, or whether it's to the people of this globe. And we have global patriots everywhere. And they're there, and they're on our side, and we are on their side. And we send them support as often as we can, in many ways. And the saddest part of support that's going on now that just blows me away is the fact that GoFundMe is hoarding this $9 million on the truckers. It blows my mind. And we need we need a new platform, guys. We really do. I don't know what it takes to do it, but I did this. I think GoFundMe needs to go down. I really believe they need to go down. And yeah, there's going to be people that are going to stick with them, because GoFundMe was the thing. Just like the thing is Facebook, and more. It's the thing. Things are meant to be taken apart too. Look at Facebook. Down billions in revenues right now. All low market, 24% low. Mind blowing. And he did it to himself. Just like CNN and the other media resources that are down to luckily being around 15-16% viewership. I may have more than them some nights. I doubt that, though, but it would be great if that did happen. If just a regular guy could come out and, support everybody the best he can to talk to you and give valuable information to where it makes sense, and we can analyze it and talk about it and understand facts going into the next day, because you can't live with it 24 hours a day. But, when you have an awareness, you have a better intelligence. You just do. You're educated, you're smarter, and you're all smart, beautiful people. The patriots are that, every bit of that. Some of the most kindest people you'd ever meet. I've been invited everywhere. Rallies. I'm wanted in Texas. I'm wanted in Georgia right now in April and March to do rallies and speak at them. It's a hard thing to do. You jump on a plane, you go to talk for 10 minutes. They don't give you enough time. I get up here talking. It's going to take a lot longer than 10 minutes. I'm just saying. And if I put something really hard together, I might out-talk some of the people that are there for candidacy. I don't know. I don't ever want to bring that about either. And if you don't know Jonathan Garcia in Georgia, they're still picking on this guy. He's running for a governor's seat. He's been in the election since the early part of the election when he was there, and nobody would acknowledge this guy's even in the race. And that blows my mind. So we're still facing that. So that's going on in Georgia. And here, there was a lot of fight down there, negativity, bad voting elections, other issues and narratives, bad, yes. But the one thing that they did stand strong in was they had a different objective, how to run, just like Florida, South Dakota, Texas, and Georgia, all hung together. I don't know if they all called each other. I really don't know what happened, but they have a lot of similarities and a lot of strength and structure, and they're the only states doing well. And people are fleeing to them. They're leaving. King Wolf up here in Pennsylvania, what I'm dealing with, he's destroying our beautiful state of Pennsylvania and the city of Pittsburgh. All willfully. all willfully. So their narrative works for whatever they seek it to be or to become, and that's parts of what we're fighting with. Again, I don't know if I said enough on these athletes and Pelosi's concern, but that's quite disturbing. And if I did mention, in case I made the wrong number here, 467,000 jobs were added, and I still say that's a shocking number. I don't know if that's even true. I just don't know if that's true. There's another tidbit of money coming on. $240 million to clean up abandoned mines. Whose son owns that business? I mean, if they're abandoned, put a sign up. They know, I mean, but they want to clean them. 240, I don't even think $240 million would clean these mines. They are what they are. Once man goes in for the minerals, things happen, disturbance. What are they going to do? Fill them in the same way that they want to cap off all the wells, and they're willing to spend $1.5 million to do it, just to start capping. And they'll go as high as 1.5 billion nationwide. I was talking in reference to Pennsylvania versus USA. So yeah. I touched base on a lot of what I wanted to bring up tonight on that. But for Pittsburgh, one more other thing. 12 million more will be spent this upcoming fiscal year for garbage trucks, ambulances, and more. 12 million. And man, are we in the hole here. I don't know where they're going to pull this out of their ass. I really don't. I mean, we're really hurting. We need an oversight committee all over the place, and you should have one wherever you live, watching everything. We need things like that happening for America all over the place. We need to be in charge, because if we don't fix this, it doesn't matter whose hand becomes where or gets the title of president. If you don't get rid of everything, you're never going to take everything down. You're only going to place somebody in the seat, and you're going to have the same issues again occur that you had the last time occur, and we're going to be right back in that same freaking scenario, and it's not going to make America great again. It may make certain parts of America great. No doubt. No doubt that can happen. It will happen. We can open up the pipelines. We can do things. We can become our own place where we need nothing from nobody. I get that, yes. But the bottom line is they will fight us tooth and nail, and we need to win in every election more. And then we need to basically just rip the structure of this government apart. And maybe even get rid of both sides. I mean, hypothetically speaking, if we got rid of both sides and we had one command center, maybe that's a dangerous narrative, but not if we the people run it. If we the people run it and we create laws to protect it, then nobody can step over those lines. But if we go back in 2024, if we manage to get there, not by some fake event or fake nuclear anything, that could be possibly subjected to, and the push that where Biden's doing everything he can to taunt Putin. He really is. Putin, I think, is just playing the vibe of, this is my border and I can do what I want on it, and he can. He can do whatever he wants on it. He has the rights to the land there, and nobody can question him on it. But this is, to me, it's a narrative of a false event that they want to occur. And Putin's just slowly sitting there flipping a coin, and he could care less. He could care less on it all. All right. So anyway, I got some of that out to you guys and whatnot. I talked about the change in the environments and the weather and more. Now, we have a couple people that are running for election here in PA. So I want to get this out to the PA people. Dave McCormick's one of them. I'm looking into him the best I can, because somebody has to, especially when, the administration's not worried about a pipeline. They're worried about a crack pipe, and that's where we're at. So anyway, I don't know how good this guy will be, but he seems that he has the typical ideas that we want to see, that we would favor. So I'm going to look into that more. And there's a couple young ladies who are also going to be running for Senate. So I plan on talking more about those guys in the future. I want you to get out and support Pittsburgh the best you can, or for wherever you guys are, wherever you are in America. Remember the smalls, the ones that can't. Maybe you don't have to go out and eat. Okay, maybe you have a son-in-law or a friend's son has a pizza shop. Decide to eat pizza, anything, give them a payday, let them make some money, for the big event of this big Valentine's or something, surprise your family. I'm sure they'd love pizza or something. Maybe somebody owns a deli. Go out and get, get a couple pounds of lunch meat, whatever, make sandwiches, break bread right at the table, the old fashioned way, something simple, make things work that are ethical, that help support our smalls. At least the ones who honor us and honor our choice. If they have a sign up that doesn't honor our choice, then you have a choice to decide what you want to do on that as well. Choice goes both ways. You support who you want to support, and I really do appreciate you. We also have another, I don't know if you guys know about it. It was shot down, but we had the FCC nominee who couldn't answer questions over a $31 million gift that the Obama administration, I got to stay focused here, that the Obama administration was pushing for this particular person to get in as a nominee. And that didn't work out very well. Same with the FDA. They blocked the nominee that the Obama wanted to get into the position there in the FDA. So that got shot down. So we do have some good Republican Party people up there, but it doesn't mean that we don't have some bad and some rhinos that we need to just it used to be a point in time when pride was everything. If you were in a party, you stood for it all the way. Mr. Vice President, and you lived by it because that was the importance of the integrity of the vote. Not the shit show that you joined into, J6, Pence. Just doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. All right, so remember the Monster Truck Night that's coming up. See how that is. And then here, another thing in Pittsburgh. You might want to be careful. There's some fricked up people out here in this world. Hey, Corky, what's going on, brother? How are you? And B Dice, welcome back in. Listen, so this is something close to Pittsburgh. I think it was in Vandergrift. So this 911 moron who takes the phone calls, you think he'd be a good person, plants cameras in the bathrooms to watch his own constituents using the bathrooms. I mean, how sick are you, really? So they arrest this guy. They go to his house. They did find another camera that matched it. They found the little SD cards and flash drives, and they got this guy nailed. They got him nailed. So this is going on right within so we don't all have great police. We don't. I don't want to defund police. I do want to defund narrative. I do want correction into the system, but a system that works for all people of all color, of all ages, where protection is equal to everybody in protection. Nobody is different ever. But we do have some narratives. I am quite disturbed, and you should be too, when you see people of the elite police department out like they are in Canada in ways too, in Australia, who have bought in to this whole measure of what they think is legal is by what the leadership tells them is legal. And that's not true by any means. That's not true by any means. And we must remember who these people are. We really must remember who they are, what they stand for. And these are changes. And it's everywhere. We have it in the court system, the police departments, and it's all levels of the police department. DOJ, CIA, it's no different. We have corruption and a disruption all through it. And what does J6 tell you? Come on. And I called that the same day it happened. And a lot of people said to me, whoa, that's a really hard statement. No, I tell you, I observed what I was seeing. Now, look how it's coming on. And I'm not trying to say I did anything better than anybody. That's not what I'm saying here. But Tracy Smith, I said it. I called her right on the phone because she was right on the front line of it. And I said, chick, get the hell out of there. Don't go anywhere near the front of that building, because my eyes was on it and I was checking it out. That was a staged event. I've always said it was a staged event. Dave Lovin and I did stories on it, and I said it was staged. Watch it all come on. Why won't they release these 14,000 hours of videos? Because why? We know why. And now we have the Capitol Police up there protecting certain people as well. And that's a story I'll get into for Friday night tomorrow. But believe me, we have a very big complication up there with the Capitol Police and the fact that they were working, and we know that they were working, but they were like a personal intel for certain people of the Congress and Senate. Favoritism, money, power, greed. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah, can you believe that? I mean, I've heard this shit before, but it sickens me. Cameras in bathrooms. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? I think America, we lost our focus. We are in ways in a future of hopelessness. And it's not going to go away. Listen, we got what, 999 more days to go with this shit show from Bahama? It's not a lie. It's not a lie. I mean, things are changing. There's electoral issues. There's things going on everywhere. But we need people to listen. We need the structure and the integrity of America, of the justice system, to be aware, understand, and know. I mean, Mike Lindell and more. I mean, the facts are there. People are getting papers on it. And I do know that there's very credible people working on it. Is there a possibility that, is there the slimmest chance? Could there be something that could change this all? That I cannot grasp. I cannot get my hands into information like that. It's so secretive. It is so highly secretive of what's going on behind the scenes with that. And just like, we have Joe Obama trying to claim he doesn't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be a person of a certain ethnicity or whatever that word is. You get what I'm saying. I don't want to, come down on people, because to me, if you're from America, you're born in America, you're an American. You're not a black African American. You're American. You're American. And that's the whole equality issue here. We should never forget that. I was born here. Yes, my family came from somewhere else, but I have no citizenship to that country. What makes me that culture? My blood, or the fact that I was born in America by blood? I'm blood of America. I'm from America. I might be lighter in skin color than somebody else, or not as red as somebody else, or not as tan, or not as brown, or not as black, but we are Americans. Take everything else off the table. Look at each other as we are, citizens of the United States, Americans. That's what we are in America. Togetherness, that's who we are. We must forget these narratives and remove them, because they're worthless. They're worthless. We're in a place in time where we can handle the United States. We're just not in a place where we have the power to remove what's going on in the United States right now. And we need to keep fighting and stay strong. And I know that Reiner Fulnick is doing great work. I really do. And I know some of the best virologists and more are sitting by his side. And many doctors, many, many more every day are coming out, and they are not they're not down with this. Even the own Democrats in Washington, why it's like 30 now that don't ever want to come back to Washington, D.C. They're not stupid. They know exactly why they don't want to come back. They don't want to go down with this pandemic of the ship sinking, just like the Titanic. Or 9/11 falling, which, by the way, Sunday will be a nice narrative. If you guys have any ideas about 9/11, your thoughts on 9/11, any videos you'd like to share about 9/11, you might want to watch America Disclosing Sunday. Okay? You might want to watch it. We're going to do a nice long conversation on it, and I hope it reaches people, because this was an influence of a charge of a system that was implanted to diverse our minds and to change our plans. What would be the best word to use? Your thought patterns on what was real and what wasn't. And I have video clips of a young lady that was reporting on a fall of Building 7 before it ever happened. I have a video clip of a journalist from a TV station who was on site at the Pentagon and was looking for a plane because it came over the police scanner that it was a plane crashed into the Pentagon, and he couldn't find one. So we're going to talk about a lot of things on Sunday, and I hope you'll join in. Tomorrow night, I'll be on with America in Crisis. I'll be doing a different type of address, and we're going to have open lines. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow night with some open lines. And if any guys got any comments, if not, I got an early day tomorrow, and I appreciate you guys. I really, 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 really do appreciate you guys and the support. The one thing I am going to ask you, though, before you guys get offline tonight, do me one favor, please. They made me a bottom feeder. We're not getting out there in the strength that we should. If you can get the Pittsburgh Talking shared out there, I greatly appreciate it to anybody that got the balls to put it on their group page, because I think as Americans, we're all ballsy. As patriots, we all are ballsy, and we must live that way together, all for one and one for all. Support you. I support you. Please support me. I ask for nothing. I ask for nothing in return. Just share me out best you can. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. My day's coming. I can feel the vibration working here. Facebook's not happy with Michael. I can guarantee you that. Anyway, I thank you guys, and I want you all to have a great night. I appreciate you. Remember, think of Valentine's Day, something you can do for your family. Love, health, share everything that's good. Exercise, drink plenty of water, take your vitamins, man. You remember the Hulkster? He was the biggest. And you know what? Look, I want you to think about this just for a second before I jump off. Made me think of something. If anybody was watching wrestling, I did with my kid, so I knew about all these globally. They had the New World Order. Yeah. That was part of their segment. Wrestlers. They had they had the Four Horsemen. And the list goes on. Ed McMahon gave everybody the information. It was up to you to accept it, find it, and understand it, because it was always there. It was always put out. Don't you ever forget it. McMahon was a rock star, and they tried to hurt him. Somehow he managed to get through the cracks. But that was part of the platform of entertainment. And I know wrestlers. I know one that's right close to me. Big giant dude. Good guy. I'm not going to mention his name. But yeah, you can get hurt, and you may think it's fake, and it is. But fake comes with pain, I assure you, and injuries and death. That's all happened in that ring. All to entertain us. Most important is, if you were to go back in time and analyze some of these scenarios that I just described to you, this was one of the biggest conspiracy releases of disclosure to come for this future that we're in. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It's biblical, and it's global, corporate global. And it was that fight, the good against the bad. It was all there. I joke not. So I want to thank you again, and being called off now. Oh, I know. I got another platform to go to. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. You're all rock stars. They're ready to take me in on a different platform. So we'll talk again tomorrow night. Please come in, hang out with me. And if you have any questions, you want to make comments, you want to call in for Sunday, 724-954-1193. That's the magic. And you can hear my voice talk directly to you. And you can bring up any of your comments that you choose to bring up for that for Sunday night. And I think that would be I'm sorry, for Friday or Sunday. It doesn't matter. I can post them for both nights. It's your voice. What I do here is all about you, your voice, your thought, your mind. Use it. Take advantage of what I can give you and help us share to other people. Thanks again. Talk to y'all. Man, I'm running late. They're yelling at me. Take care, people. Appreciate you.